Probate is a third of all of my business. I built it from zero in 3 years. Every week, new cases hit the courthouse, new families that need help, new properties that need to be sold. And most agents won't touch it because they think it's morbid or complicated. It's not. It's a system. I'm David Allen Knight. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to start a probate real estate business, where to get the data, what to say when you call, how to analyze deals, and I'm going to walk you through a real property I just bought for $145,000 that'll sell for $240,000. Whether you want to list probate properties or buy them yourself, this is the playbook. Let's go. If you're an agent thinking about getting into probate, this is how you do it. I sat down with Randy Milmeister, a probate specialist out of Las Vegas, and broke down my entire system. How I find the leads, what to say on the phone, how I analyze deals, and a live walkthrough of a property I just bought and flipped for a $50,000 spread. Let's get into it.
From our conversations, it's become a significant part of your business now. Is that right?
Correct. It's about a third of my business is probate.
Okay, good. So what's the timeline? I talked to friends in California, an average probate could take 2 years. Here in Las Vegas, from the first petition to discharge, average is about a year. For the real estate piece, when I list a house, when they're ready at that point in the process, it's going to be, after we accept an offer, it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks to get a confirmation of sale hearing, and then another week or two to get the order from the court. The court's just behind on paperwork. Right now I'm waiting for 2. It's been almost 2 weeks.
Wow.
And so it's going to take about 6 to 8 to 10 weeks from the time of accepting an offer for real estate that is managed through probate. What is it like out where you are?
90 to 120 days. For the whole
probate to be discharged?
Typically, yes.
Wow. So that's a fraction of what I'm dealing with here. So let's say you listed a house today and they accepted an offer. How long does it take from then to get approved? Instead of me asking, walk me through the process.
Okay, here we go.
I need to sell a house.
Yes.
That's going through probate. What's the timeline?
So, Mr. Personal Representative, I appreciate the opportunity that you are considering my professional services. And so when we do meet Tuesday at 6 o'clock, I'm going to go through my pre-qualification script to the T, okay? And I'm getting on a lot of appointments where people have just recently filed because they want to understand what they can get for the property, used or fixed up. So I give different options. I give a cash offer price, and I give let's put it on the market, okay? And obviously the market will dictate what it sells for. And ultimately, what I coach them on is to get with me so they understand the facts. And I stress urgency by a pre-marketing campaign that I do on their behalf. And it doesn't mean I'm going to list their home next week. It means they simply sign a contract with me, whether to either sell it cash or for my team and I to list it on the open market. And we then therefore pre-market the property through our database. And the goal is to get it under contract before the court actually gives permission or gives title to the personal representative. If they choose for me to wait to get the order from the judge, from the court, that's fine. We just then list it the next day or we close it on the next day. May I give you a most recent example?
That would be great.
Okay, got it. So I buy a lot of pay per lead and I use 2 different sites. A very successful site for me is motivatedsellers.com. 2 months ago, I got an inquiry and I booked the appointment. And on the way to the appointment, he calls me, and don't ask me why I picked up because we generally don't do that. But he's like, all frantic, Dave, I don't want to list the property. I'm telling you, I just want to get a cash offer that we got to close quick. So bottom line, property's a total mess. Guy was from New Jersey. Okay, real good guy. Okay, he gave me a 5-star Google review. It's really cool. Good. Thank you, Frank, for selling me the house. I bought the house. And, you can check me out online. There's a walkthrough rip that I did of the property. I did it about a week ago. All the joists were all rotten, eaten up, et cetera, et cetera. Literally, you could fall through the floorboards in the house. Okay.
Wow.
So I made him a cash offer and he was very happy with it. And the day after the court gave permission, gave the order, we closed. It's easy. There's not a lot of stress. Again, once the court does transfer the title, then said property can be closed at the title company. And months before we can have it under contract, contingent to court approval.
All right. So, so walk us through what you're going to do with this house now. Let's move into another real estate of remodeling and flipping property.
Right. So I coach agents to be a hybrid agent. Okay. Often agents, because of the restrictions or the education that their broker gives them, is one option. And that one option is to what? List the home.
Broker it. Yep.
Okay. Not every home can be, not every home and not every seller's situation requires for it to be listed. And often these probate homes are well lived in, have deferred maintenance. Sometimes you can see the stars in the middle of the night through their living room roof.
That's
You follow me?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So many people are looking just for a cash option so they don't have to lift a finger and they don't have to pay any realtor fees. Most of the closing costs are paid by the buyer as well, and they get to close on their timeline.
Right.
So it's a guaranteed sale.
So for this specific house that you're talking about that you bought last week or recently, walk us through. Do you have a contractor? What are you going to do next to move out the house?
Yeah, good question. So I have my contractor. There's always an inspection period when I have a cash offer, purchase and sale. There's always an inspection period, somewhere between 15 to 30 days or even more. It all depends what I negotiate. And so in the interim, to make sure that the place isn't a total disaster where I'm going to lose money, I always have my contractor. We walk through the property and we come up with an estimate of what's going to take to renovate the property, to bring it up to 2026 standards. So in that regard to that property, everything was renovated in the last 5 years. The roof, AC, the kitchen, the windows, the porch in the front, French drains around the yard. Painted, new hardy board around the whole perimeter, the whole exterior of the home. There was a flood 2 years ago due to hurricanes, and the bottom of the house got rotted out.
Oh my gosh!
Because it's not on a slab. Yeah. So they needed to sell it cash, and they wanted to close quickly, like the day after they received the title to the property, so they could move on and get out of that house. Because literally, you could fall through the floor of the home. All the joists rotten out, all the subfloor rotten out. So my contractor's in there now. He's been there for a week, and we're starting to. That's all done. We're painting it, and then next week we put on the vinyl plank flooring. We pressure wash the outside. By next Friday, we should be back on the market.
All right, the numbers. This is the formula I use on every single deal.
So how much are you putting? What are the remodeling rehab costs, and what do you for your business model?
Yeah.
What is your profit margin, or how do you figure that out?
Let's start with how I analyze the deal.
Yeah, tell us. Sure.
Okay, got it. So we want to anchor whatever the ARV is, whatever the Zillow number is, this estimate number. I always anchor 50% of that number. Just to this is where we're at. Okay, don't shoot the messenger here. And this is what I'm seeing investors are paying for properties like yours in the area. Really, they will. Oh my Lord, they'll only give that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's not what I would offer you. So knowing that, what's your rock bottom number that you would take for your property? Because generally they're going to start here, you anchor down here, and the whole thing is to get them where it is a minimum of 70% of ARV. 70%. That means you got a 30% spread. That is your minimum spread. I want to get it even lower, around 60%. Okay? And then you can pretty much, based upon the information they give you and also the pictures that they send you, you can have a rough estimate of what the renovation costs will be. And so I prefer older, smaller homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, under 1,700 square feet. I prefer smaller homes that are on a slab or, properties that just need, $20,000 to $50,000 worth of work so I can get my contractors in and out within 30 days so I can get it back on the market. So this one subject property, the ARV is $240,000. I put it under contract for $145,000. We'll put in $22,000 will be roughly the bill. So, 6% for closing costs and realtor fees. I'm using my own cash, the Bank of Dave. So I'm not paying juice on the money. It's about a $50,000 spread.
Now here's what I love about probate. You're not sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. You create your own inventory every single day and you help people doing it. Let me show you where the leads come from and how I work them.
Insurance is insane. The condos have crazy assessments because they're obligated by law to have structural engineering tests done to the property. They also have to have their accounts must be fluid. The rainy day funds for HOAs for these condo associations, they must have, X amount of dollars for a rainy day. And so assessments are getting crazy here all throughout Florida. Especially properties that are near the coast. So that's what's happening in our neck of the woods. But listen, hey, Randy, we make our own inventory, don't we?
Yeah.
Every single day we create our own inventory, and that's a beautiful thing. For the listeners out there, I'm sure if they want to get into the probate space, I'm curious, where do you get your data from? How are you sifting through that data? How are you communicating with that data? And how are you getting on those listing appointments? And how are you getting those contracts signed? Let's spend a little bit of time on that, shall we?
I'll do my best to answer each of those questions. First, so we receive the data from the court. I use a service called Probatedata.com.
Okay.
I used years ago ATL, which I think they're great. For me here in Clark County, I prefer the way probate data, whatever information I get from them, I like it better than ATL. ATL is great. ATL is at East Coast. I think they're in Florida or South Carolina. I think those guys are over there somewhere. And they're very smart folks that run that company. They have great training,
they do.
which I participated in years ago.
Yeah.
And I would encourage anyone to participate with what they're doing. Some of their lead trainers, coaches have left and started other businesses, and I think they're all great. So when I receive the information, we do a few things. One, I have my assistant go through the list to determine which files contain real estate, because I'm a real estate broker. I'm only really able to help those folks who have real estate. Right. And so, there's probably 30% of probates that are filed that don't have real estate, and why would someone file real estate or file probate and go through all that aggravation, time and money? There may be bank accounts, there may be stock accounts, other kinds of assets other than real estate. I am focused on the real estate. So she will audit the list. Then when I get the list, we do a few things. So I start reaching out to the families by calling. The next thing I do is we send out a letter just to find out which families here in the Valley that I can't help.
How are you getting their phone number?
From the probate data.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so all the leads also provides phone numbers, but I like the content better from probate data. So that's where I have the phone number and the address of the personal representative.
So your BA or what have your assistant uploads that data into your Mojo dialer, I take it, and then you dial away. Yes.
That's right. Yeah. So I'll call. Right now I'm probably calling 4 days a week. That's all I want to call it.
Okay. No, I don't blame you. I dial 3 days a week for probate. That's all I need to call. And I'm wondering, what is your opening introduction when you do connect with the personal representative on the other line? Can people get a taste of what we actually say? Because most agents have the mindset of, I can't call dead people's relatives. I'm not an ambulance chaser. I'm not Morgan & Morgan, et cetera, et cetera. So let's give them a taste. Go ahead.
This is the part that scares most people off. The phone call. They think calling a family going through probate is disrespectful. It's the opposite. These people need help, and most of them don't know where to start. Watch how I do it.
Well, let me share a thought before I share what I say. Okay. And the thought is, I'm reaching out to, there's families in my community that need help. Maybe the personal representative does not live here in town. 50%, probably 60% of the personal representatives I work with are out of state. I'll tell you, I've never met them. I've never even Zoomed with them. I couldn't tell you what they look like. We do everything over the phone and email. But my thought is, there's people who need help going through this process.
Correct.
So does everybody need my help? No. My job is to find the ones that need my help and help them. So that's with that thought and motivation, I'll call and reach out to say, hey, this is Randy. I'm calling for Jane Doe. I understand you're the personal representative for the state of John Doe. I see you have a great attorney because in the file, the information I receive, I see if there's an attorney. I've worked with dozens and dozens of attorneys over the years, so I know I have some kind of understanding of their practice and how they work and who they are, and most of them are great. There's, every once in a while, just like any business, there's some people that are not easy to work with.
Yes.
But I'll say, hey, look, I see you have a great attorney. And the reason I say that, 90% of the time, their first response is, well, I have an attorney.
Yeah.
Totally understand. It's just customer service.
Yes.
And so then we go from there.
So you're receiving your data from the courthouse. Same here. I have a gentleman in my real estate investor club. He sends an assistant to all the courthouses, retrieves the data. The data comes in a spreadsheet. My VA then goes through it and deciphers which one's a prospect and which one is not. The prospects have real estate, and then we skip trace the phone numbers for just one personal for the personal representative, one air, and then that's uploaded into my Mojo, and then I dial. And shall I give you a little taste of what my intro is?
I'd love to hear it.
Okay. And before I get into that, my mindset is one of being present with that family member. I'm being present with them. I'm showing them empathy. I actually give a crap. I care. So that's the mindset. The mindset isn't, I need a deal. The mindset is, how can I serve? How can I help? So ring, ring. Hello, do I have the pleasure to speak with Randy?
That's me.
Randy, my name is David Knight. Appreciate you taking my call. I'm a real estate agent here in Orlando, and I specialize in guiding families through the probate process and selling of estate property, and was reaching out respectfully in regards to the home on 123 Main Street, and was simply wondering if it would benefit you and the family to have that home on the market and ultimately have it sold.
Possibly, we're discussing that.
Yes, possibly you're discussing. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm sure it's early on in the process, correct?
It is. Yeah, we're just getting everything organized.
Got it. Okay, got it. You're getting it organized. And I see that you hired Mr. Perez as your probate attorney, correct?
That's right. Yeah, I think he's doing a good job.
Fantastic. I've heard great things about him. Great things. So I understand it's a little early in the process, and if you had it your way, would you prefer to keep the home or would you prefer to sell it?
And we're leaning towards selling it.
Okay, cut right there. That's what I'm waiting for. All right? That's all you have to do. Guys, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just understand that they're going through a situation. Understand that you're, a stranger for the most part, calling them, but you're respectfully reaching out to them. And people feel, and no BS, and people feel and understand when you actually mean it, when you say it.
That's the system. Get the data from the courthouse. Have your VA filter the properties with real estate. Skip trace the personal representative's phone number. Load it into your dialer. Call 3 times a week. Use the script I just showed you. Be present, be respectful, give them options. Cash offer or list on the market. This is how I built Probate into a third of my business in 3 years. One deal at a time. The property I showed you today, $145,000 purchase, $22,000 in renovation, selling for $240,000. That's a $50,000 spread from one lead, one phone call, helping a family. I made a 24-hour pre-listing checklist, the exact checklist I use before every appointment. Links in the description for free. And if you want to go deeper, build a full hybrid agent business with listings, flips, and wholesale deals, reach out about Elite Builders. Contact info is in the comments. Book a call. Subscribe. New videos every week. Easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. See you in the next one.